everyone, it's Christina from the Pink Pixie Dust and welcome back to Disneyland. We're here for another chill Friday afternoon. We're gonna go grab some food right now and then we're gonna do a little bit of exploring, check out some merch, go on some rides, and enjoy the magic of Disneyland. It is a beautiful Friday here at Disneyland. The weather is maybe around like 70s, like early 70s. There's not a ton of people at the park right now, so it's a nice chill afternoon. Now is a great time to go grab a coffee, maybe grab some lunch, and just kind of like stroll around or even catch some rides. Time for our fit check. So I'm wearing a sweatshirt that I got from a small company called Once Upon a Tea. And I can't even remember how I found it. I think I Googled like Hercules sweatshirts because you don't really see like that much good merch for it, at least from the DisneyStore.com. So Disney, you might want to fix your Hercules merch. They have a lot of Hades merch, but not a lot dedicated to Meg and to Herc. So when I saw this sweatshirt, I literally like passed out. I was like, it's so freaking cute because I just love their love. Like it's just, Hercules is such a great guy. I mean, that is definitely the kind of man that I'm manifesting. And then I'm wearing my Disneyland necklace by Chris Liu that I got last time I was here. And it's just so cute. It just adds a nice little pop to my outfit. And even if I wasn't at the park, I would just wear this with like a white tee. It's perfect. And then my silver ears that I got in December during the holidays, but I want to get a few more uses out of them before the summertime because they're just so pretty and glam. Like, it's just like so my style. If you guys remember last time, I really wanted a double chocolate cake from Plaza Inn, but there was just way too long of a line. So we're gonna come back here literally right after Galaxy's Edge because I am not missing out on that chocolate cake again. It's always such a treat to catch the marching band play, so we got there right on time. There was literally only one song left. Now, to get that shot, I was literally crouching down, like squat position. It's a great shot, right? But I mean, sometimes like to get those like money shots, you really need to have like strong legs, but also have like good flexibility. So I'm a fitness coach. My day job is I'm a fitness coach. So I always tell my clients to just do whatever you can to like always be moving your body and breathing and taking care of yourself, you know, lubricating your joints. So if you're watching this and you're interested in health and fitness, then yeah, that's one thing that I would highly recommend you do is move around more, especially if you have one of those like office jobs and you gotta like sit in your desk all freaking day. Get up to stretch, move around, because when we don't use our muscles, they get weak. So a lot of people that have office jobs and they sit down all the time, their butt muscles are always really underactive. So that means that they're not really using them enough in exercises where you should be, and then it could cause, you know, just like you're more prone to injury that way. So yeah, just a little, you know, you guys didn't ask for it. It's unsolicited fitness advice. Do you guys know about the petrified tree? Now, this is literally a tree that's from the Pike Petrified Forest in Colorado. And it was actually gifted to Walt back in 1957. So now it sits here in Frontierland and overlooks the rivers of America. The reason why I wanted to point this tree out is because they believe that this tree dates back to 50 million years ago. And so it was originally found in what is now Colorado. And because the cells of the wood have changed over time, it went from producing sandstone to opals. So isn't that really cool? A little bit of history about trees. I'm from the Bay Area, so I'm a nerd for redwoods. And so anytime I see like a really cool, unique tree, I'm always like, it needs its moment. I'm about to hit you with some facts about Frontierland that's gonna make you see Frontierland totally differently. So it was one of the original lands that opened with the park in 1955, and it originally didn't have like anything in it. It was pretty much like all wilderness, and the idea was that you would travel by stagecoach or by mule to explore the land. And so the Golden Horseshoe was one of the few buildings that was actually in existence, and then the Rivers of America was here as well. But it was more just as a way for people to experience California. So before Disney California Adventure came along, this was how people experienced California, was coming to Frontierland. And yeah, this was before Big Thunder Mountain. This was before all of the really big rides. So yeah, it's like a little love note to California, which a lot of people don't really think about anymore just because now we have California Adventure. So it's a whole land dedicated to the beauty of California. But originally, Frontierland was dedicated to California. I still have yet to be on this ride. I'm curious if you get as wet on this ride as you did on Splash Mountain. I mean, people don't look that wet, but I do see some people wearing ponchos, so I don't know. I'm not willing to take that risk right now. Maybe in the summertime, but not right now. Yeah, I just can't do it. When I was younger, I definitely did not care if my shoes were squishy and my clothes were wet and my underwear was wet. I could do it all day, but now that I'm a little bit older, I definitely have become more high maintenance, and the only time I will really ride water rides is in the middle of the summer. I've never even been on Grizzly River Run because I just don't want to be that wet all freaking day. I mean, I guess you could just pack an extra set of clothes and put it in a locker, but that's just a lot of effort when it's like, maybe I will just skip the ride entirely. What do you guys think? What's your take? Do you think just pack an extra set of clothes, or are you like a no water rides for me type of person unless it's summer? Right behind me is Tom Sawyer Island, and a lot of people have asked me, like, what can you do at Tom Sawyer Island? So you have to take a raft over there. So once you take the raft, then you're free to walk around. I'm sitting inside Docking Bay 7, which is a restaurant here at Galaxy's Edge, and it's supposed to reflect a restaurant that you would find just kind of in space. And so the chef here is Chef Strongo, which I think is in episode 7. I haven't seen episode 7. Don't come for me. I know, I need to watch the rest of the Star Wars movies. But the restaurant, just everything in here, it's supposed to just kind of emulate, like there's like a hangar in here, and it's supposed to make you feel like you have been traveling the galaxy and you're hungry, and so you stop for a quick bite to eat and you have no idea what you're gonna get because this chef, Chef Strongo, has been all across the galaxies too, and so he collects ingredients from kind of everywhere, and so yeah. So the Shaaken Beef, I imagine, is an inspiration kind of taken from Asian cuisine just because it's Lunar New Year. So a lot of the lands, like they're all kind of doing like kind of an Asian inspired dish. I ordered the Shaaken Beef with Tattooine Bounty, which is beef, chili crisp gnocchi, peppers, onions, crispy kale, and cilantro pesto. It sounded really nutritious because there's a good amount of beef in here, and then it had some veggies, which I was kind of craving veggies. Is that weird that I crave veggies? That's how you know you're old. It's when you crave vegetables. Okay, ooh, I don't know if you could hear that, but there's some really crispy kale in here. Shut the front door. This dish is bursting with flavor and spices and seasoning. It has a little bit of a kick to it also, so it is a little spicy. Don't recommend getting this if your spice level's maybe between a 1 and a 3. Don't get this because after one bite, I could feel the heat. And I would say I would give this like maybe around a 6 or a 7 spice level if I'm setting the right expectations. Now, with every bite, you get a mouthful of ground beef with some seasoned gnocchi, which isn't crispy, but it's very, very rich and dense. And the kale is nice and crispy. You guys, there is so much going on in this dish, and there's just a hint of like Asian flavors also. I am so impressed. Like, this is such a good dish. This is definitely not a dish that you would expect at Disneyland. This is something you would expect at maybe DCA, but really, really good. I mean, of all the food that I've had at Galaxy's Edge, it's actually really, really tasty. If you're looking for just like a really tasty meal that's gonna be a little bit different from what you would normally get at Disneyland, then I highly recommend getting this Shaaken Beef. Now, it's only here during Lunar New Year. I imagine it's probably gonna go away and they'll get another dish at the end. So get this while you can, it's definitely worth it. I'm gonna be talking about that dish for a while. It was so incredibly good. And the more I ate of it too, like my nose started running, so it was definitely like a little spicy. There was also this like cilantro pesto in there, and it was just tossed with all the vegetables, and it just added really great flavor. Honestly, I think I might steal that because sometimes I struggle with eating vegetables in like a fun way, you know, like sometimes like they can just get so boring. So I really believe in like tossing them with really good seasonings and sauces and like a cilantro pesto. Like, I love cilantro. So yeah, I'm definitely here for it. So I'm completely stuffed. That was such a big dish. So I'm thinking let's head over to Tom Sawyer Island right now, explore, walk around, and then we'll go grab some cake afterwards. Semi-serious question. What did you guys think of the Disney Lululemon collaboration? I really wanted to like it, but to me, it just looked so cheap. And I've seen so many people like with the belt bag, and the Lululemon belt bag is insanely cute. I use it. I have 2 of them. But the one that they did with Disney, it's just covered in the logos. It's just not cute to me. Like, that's not something that I would want to wear on the daily, you know, when I'm like doing errands and stuff. It's way too loud, way too annoying, and it doesn't really match that many things because it's like bright red and then the logos are like dark red. Like, I think it was a fail. And even like the clothes, like just the way like it's all written, like the Lululemon, it just looks so goofy. Like, I think that was a bad move by both brands.
Watch your step here, please. Have fun exploring out there.
We have arrived at, I guess it's called Pirate's Lair now. Let's see, there's like this cool little cave. Do you think Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn are back there? I know, super nerdy reference. It is so peaceful over here. Honestly, for a second, you forget that you're at Disneyland and you just think that you're in some beautiful park in Southern California. There's the madness in Frontierland. Here comes a canoe. I love it out here, you guys. If you're looking for just a quiet, peaceful moment, if you want to reconnect with nature, this is not a bad place to be. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of scary. It was just so dark. I'm not used to there not being like a lot of lights over here, but I imagine it's all pretty original, you know? I don't know if they've really added a ton since the park was built. At least I don't think so, because I feel like if they did, there would be way more light in there. Like, you guys, I couldn't even see my feet. Again, this is just so incredibly peaceful, and I can't believe how big this is. I honestly thought Tom Sawyer Island was just this tiny little, oh, there's like one little cave to see and then that's it. But there's just so much to see over here. We could either go this way or it looks like there's a trail that way. What do you guys think? There's a treehouse. Okay, we're going this way. I'm totally 13 years old. I'm like, oh, treehouse, let's go. Let's go see the treehouse. If you're someone that just loves being outside in nature and you don't really get a chance to do it, then Disney kind of brings it to you. Take a break from going on rides and just come and explore the trees and the beauty of California here on Tom Sawyer Island. Wait, there's a rickety bridge. This might be my new favorite vantage point at the park. You can literally see everything. The Mark Twain river bell just swam by us, and then we can see a little bit of Tiana's Bayou Adventure. We can see the raft that we took to get here, and we can see New Orleans Square. We can also see the Hungry Bear. I mean, this is so beautiful, super underrated. Like, I don't know why more people don't talk about this place. It is so cool. And so to get up here, you have to kind of go through these caves, and they're really, really tiny. You can definitely get up here in one piece, but if you're claustrophobic, just FYI, the caves are tiny.
Hi, everybody on the island!
Hi! I remember reading The Adventures of Tom Sawyer when I was in middle school, and he was always getting into trouble. He was always going on adventures and exploring and playing make-believe, and you really get a sense of what it must have been like for Tom Sawyer being on this island, just with all the caves, and there's like, looks like it's kind of like a broken down ship behind me. Like, you can only imagine like the fun that he and Huck Finn would have when they would just be off playing on their own and just imagining about traveling to distant lands and all that fun stuff that kids typically do. It has been so nice being over here. We're back, and I'm still not hungry, you guys. That was, I don't think you understand how much food that was. So yeah, let's catch a ride. What do you think? Let's kind of make our way over. We are right by Pandora, actually. I think I'm gonna make a quick little stop because I actually do want to get something. So let's check out Pandora real quick.
Yeah, it is.
So these are going to be all like my traditional or my traditional charms.
Yeah.
This is my partner exclusive one.
I am getting to the point where I have like a pretty healthy amount of charms, but they're starting to get a little crowded. So I got a spacer to help with the distribution, and then I got a little chain to make sure that my charms don't fall off the bracelet. So it looks really, really pretty. The girl at the store was super, super helpful. And she was like, if you don't want it, I could take it off of your bracelet for you, because she put it on so that I could see it. And I was like, I mean, you already did it. It looks great. I'm gonna eventually buy this anyways. Just leave it on there. I'm getting it. I was checking the app, and it said that the wait for Tiana's Bio Adventure was 30 minutes. So I was like, all right, that kind of checks out. So we're gonna be adventurous. Hopefully we don't get wet, and we're gonna see how it goes.
For musicians.
Can I be honest, Tiana?
Well, of course. Always.
I'm worried about finding any music.
Grade 2, rows 5 and 6 up ahead.
I regret this so much right now. Ride. Whew, I forgot how soaked you get on it. So I jumped in line, right? And the gal behind me, I asked her, I was like, have you been on this before? And she was like, no. So I was like, do you know if we get as wet on this as we did on Splash Mountain? And she's like, I have no idea. And then she asks her boyfriend or her husband, and he was like, oh yeah, you get wet. So then I'm standing there like, oh my God, like, do I get out of this line? But I was like, I can't, because now I like know these people and they're gonna be like, oh, she chickened out. So I was like, you know what, I'm here. Let me just like go through it. And you guys, it is so much fun. Splash Mountain was my favorite ride all the way up until they closed it. And Tiana's Bio Adventure, like, it was amazing. And just like what they did with the ride too, like just the decor and the experience, like in true Disney fashion, like I didn't feel like they cheaped out at all. And I know that sometimes that tends to be the feedback. They're like, oh, Disney cheaped out, but I did not feel that on this ride at all. There was this one part of the ride, I didn't film it just because I was like, this is way too sketchy. Like my phone is gonna get water damage or I'm gonna lose it. So at the very end, before you go down that massive drop, there's like this light like shining down from the top of the hill. And Mama Odie's like, I didn't even hear what she was saying. But you know in the movie how she talks to Prince Naveen about how like money's not everything, that's not what's gonna make you happy, and she goes into this existential explanation. It almost felt like, oh my God, I'm like going to heaven, or I'm like finding my purpose, or I'm ascending, you know? It was just like so fun. And then usually I'm always like mindful of the picture because I want to look cute, but I was like, dude, I'm holding on to my camera, my backpack, my phone, like my freaking everything. I just went because it was 30 minutes and I didn't even stop to think like, oh, maybe it's only 30 minutes because it's getting cold and because nobody wants to get wet. But literally everyone had ponchos. And then there was this other guy that I talked to right before I went on the ride, and he was like, honestly, it's a little overkill. Like, you're not gonna get that wet. And honestly, I sat in the third row and like my pants got a little bit wet and like my butt got a little bit wet, but not like anything crazy. I think if you sit in the first and second rows, that's where it gets really, really wet. So if you wanna get wet, then yeah, sit in the first or second rows. But if you don't really care so much, then I'd say like third row and further back, you're probably in a safer place. It's about 4:45 right now, so clearly the crowds have started to pick up. It's Friday afternoon, everyone's off of work and school, so it's time to hop on some rides and grab dinner. So that's why you can see the mobs of people right now. Even Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride is a 25-minute wait, which usually it's like 5 to 15 minutes. It's super, super quick. But yeah, whenever it's more than 15 minutes long, that's when you know, okay, the park is pretty busy right now. I think we've had enough at Frontierland and Critter, or I guess it's not Critter Country anymore, it's Bayou Country. We've had quite the adventure, but we've made it back to Plaza Inn. I'm not waiting a second longer. I'm getting that chocolate cake. I'm gonna be so disappointed if this isn't what I think it's gonna be, but I think it is. Plaza Inn is known for making really, really good cakes and treats. Every single cake I've had here has been absolutely delectable. Even the questionable ones, they seem to always know what they're doing. This is a Devil's Food chocolate cake. So it's 3 layers of chocolate cake sandwiched between 3 layers of chocolate frosting if you include the top, and a little Mickey shaped chocolate. I feel like Bruce Bogtrotter right now. Can you get that movie reference? Ooh. The cake is super moist. The frosting has little bits of chocolate pieces in it. Didn't see that coming. Honestly, I thought that it was probably gonna be coconut, but when I bit into it, I realized that it was just chocolate pieces. Really rich, really decadent. If you like chocolate, you have to try this. This is a pro tip. I always bring my own water bottle. I refill it here at the park, but I like just having a water bottle on me, just because you're walking around so much and you don't want to gas out. You know, you want to have enough energy to do everything that you want to do. You don't want to get slowed down. You don't want to get tired. And a lot of the times when you think you're hungry, you're actually just thirsty. So that's why I always keep a water bottle on me. Let's try the little Mickey chocolate. It's obviously going to be amazing because Disney does chocolate so well. Oh my god. This is what makes Disneyland so magical. You can't get this anywhere else. You just can't. We had quite the adventure today. I'm sitting next to the theater that's playing the Mickey Mouse cartoons. Sometimes it's nice to just go in there and watch a cartoon. Anytime I watch those shorts, it always takes me back to my childhood. So today I would say the highlight was probably going on Tiana's Bayou Adventure. and actually really enjoying it. Like, I enjoyed that ride so much that I didn't care how I looked in the picture. And I think that's how you know that you're really enjoying yourself, is when you're truly in the present and you're not thinking about anything else. Because like I said, like, I usually am always at least cognizant of the picture and like, okay, I gotta look cute. But today I was just like, dude, I am so in this ride. I'm so in this moment. It was so much fun. It was really well done. I highly recommend you go on it, especially now because it is a little bit cooler. The wait times are not as bad because I was so surprised, but then it hit me. I was like, oh, it's cold and people don't want to get wet when it's like super cold right now. But that was a highlight. We got the chocolate cake, which was also a really big highlight. I touched up my bracelets, so I got the little chain and the spacer. And yeah, if you guys want to talk shop about Pandora bracelets and how to kind of go about styling it, let me know. I'm your girl. I've been wearing Pandora bracelets for the last like 10 years. The first two I got were actually from guys that I was dating, and then this third one, which is this one, I transformed it into a Disney bracelet. And now I don't get a charm every time I come to the park, just because I come to the park so often. But if I ever see a charm that really resonates with me and I just like really love it, then I end up getting it. And I just love kind of looking down at my wrist. It's like a little portfolio, you know, that I get to keep like on my wrist. So I guess that's about it. It is dinner time, so it's going to start getting really packed. It's also Friday evening, so fireworks are going to start in the next couple of hours, and your girl's about to turn into a pumpkin. So I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to go home. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done that. Like this video, hit the bell notification so that you know every time I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.